Inherent Vice is directed by Paul Thomas Anderson and stars Joaquin Phoenix as Larry Doc Sportello and is based on a Thomas Pynchon novel. And I suppose the most obvious thing to say is that holy crap, did I like this film? God, I enjoyed myself in this. Am I going to claim that I understood the plot fully? Hell no. Absolutely not. Mainly because it is quite a noirish private detective type story. And as always, that means that there's a new plot every 10 minutes and there's a new name every 5 minutes. And it is incredibly bloody hard to follow at times. But to be honest, I don't give a toss. Or as far as I'm concerned, that just gives me an excuse to watch the film again and enjoy it again, and then buy it as soon as I possibly can on Blu ray. One thing that did surprise me was the fact that I was expecting this to be quite a private detective noirish type thing with a bit of a hippie bent to it, so a bit of a stoner bent. This film is absolutely hysterical at times. It had me in tears. I was laughing so hard in one particular scene. And all throughout, there's just so many one liners, so many deadpan looks. It is so bloody funny. I really wasn't expecting it. And it really gave an extra dimension to the film. Everyone in this film is great. They just are. Joaquin Phoenix is awesome. It may not be the biggest leap of all time for him to be playing a basically permanently stoned guy, but he is so likable throughout the whole film, and he just gives it this. He gives the film its whole vibe, this whole chilled, really, really relaxed vibe, and I just thought he was perfect for the role, absolutely perfect. As Doc, the ever chilled out private investigator, he gets entangled, shall we say, in a web of lies, conspiracy, and lots of drugs by his former girlfriend and still love of his life, Shasta Fay. And from there on, it's downhill into even more drugs, dental tax havens, and grown men giving inadvertent oral fellatio to chocolate covered bananas. There is not a single part of that sentence which is inaccurate, which is both completely surreal and absolutely hilarious. You also have Josh Brolin, who plays the straight man so well in certain films. It's obvious he's having a lot of fun, but he does it in such a deadpan, straight way that he just adds to the humor. He's probably the funniest character in the whole film, and he's the most serious. Everyone else in the film also lends their own dimension to the film and adds to the film. No one in this film is wasted, which is fantastic and is really, there's just no wasted character here. Even the voiceover narration in the film, I'm not generally a fan of voiceover narration. I find it kind of annoying, unless your name is Morgan Freeman and you're in the Shawshank Redemption. But the person doing the narration is called Joanna Newsom. I'm not that familiar with her. As far as I know, she's a singer, but she just has this really nice lilt to her voice, and it just again adds to the atmosphere in the film. And I do have to mention Martin Short. I didn't know he was in the film at all, and he has what is essentially an extended cameo, but it's rare that I've seen an actor so obviously having so much fun with the role, and he is absolutely fantastic. He's so funny. I challenge anyone to not laugh in basically every scene that guy is in this film. The soundtrack was also fantastic. I mean, it's set in the 70s, it's got that 70s chilled out, druggy vibe, and the soundtrack matches it. Both the songs that are used and the score that was done by Johnny Greenwood, it works. It just adds to the feeling of the whole film, the atmosphere of the film, and it all just works. If I were to have any reservations about it, I do maybe think it's a smidge too long, maybe 15, 20 minutes, possibly. But I'm really kind of being picky here, I've got to be honest. But frankly, it is just me being picky. I loved this film. For 2.5 hours, I sat there so happy watching it. I very happily give this film a 9 out of 10. If I didn't have another 3 million films that I currently am planning to see, I would be getting it in my diary to see it again in the cinema. And if I don't get to see it again in cinema, because I'm not sure how long this film's going to be out for, then I will be getting it as soon as I can on Blu-ray. Thank you for listening to my opinions on the film. Let me know yours in the comments below and feel free to like or subscribe.